It can clone? I thought I knew the rules and I was so wrong. What the heck? What is happening?
3 Class D personnel approach the locked containment chamber. One of them is carrying a bucket and mop, but all 3 of them look jumpy and hesitant to move forward. All 3 of them nervously stare at the heavy locked metal door. Behind it, the sound of stone scraping against metal can be heard coming from inside. A second guard standing next to the door asks the 3 if they are ready. They don't answer, and the guard starts to laugh. They never are. The guard loudly announces that special containment procedures are beginning now. You know the rules. 2 maintain eye contact at all times while the other cleans. If you have to blink, do it 1 eye at a time, and announce before you close even 1 eye so everyone knows.
This has got to be the most chaotic cleaning situation ever, bro. Blink! They're just gonna be like, blink, blink! Like, imagine how stressful it's gonna be to clean in there. Oh, I do not envy these people. Holy. The cell needs cleaning sometimes. Ew, what are we gonna go into? Wait, no, what are we going into though? Ew. Ew, I'm more worried about the state of the cell at this point.
Each of the D classes take a couple hard, last blinks, taking the last opportunity they have to shut both of their eyes at the same time before they begin. With a loud hiss, the sealed chamber door unseals. All right, eyes up, the guard commands. The door opens to reveal a small, dimly lit chamber. There are no furnishings, and much of the metal floor and walls are covered in a reddish-brown substance.
Is that blood? Is there blood on the floor here? What is this? That's definitely dirt. That looks like dirt, but like, and now I'm concerned what's going on in the cell. What is this creature doing, bro?
They've heard stories and rumors about. The thing that has given them nightmares ever since they learned that they would have to enter its containment chamber, SCP-173. Or, as most of the staff in the SCP Foundation call it, the sculpture. It looks so unassuming in person. Just a crude, concrete figure with a stupid-looking spray-painted face, standing motionless in the corner. The 3 D classes get another push from the guard behind them, and they enter the chamber. The 2 assigned to watch SCP-173 assume their position in the middle of the room, their eyes locked on the sculpture, as the other starts cleaning the foul substance off the floor and walls.
Can this guy look away? This is what I'm curious about, because they said they got to have 2 of them looking at it at all times. So I'm guessing the rules on the way this works is you can't look away from it. I'm guessing it's like one of those situations, right? But I'm curious if there's other people looking at it, if like this guy can actually clean. Because cleaning this while looking at it's got to be a fucking nightmare.
It smells terrible, like a mix of old blood and human waste. The 2 assigned to watch 173 pay no attention to the one cleaning, though. They follow protocol to a T, maintaining their vigil and announcing each time they are going to blink, even if it is only 1 eye. The third one continues cleaning, trying his best to keep his own eyes locked on the sculpture as he attempts to mop around it without getting too close.
Oh, so this guy does need to look at it. Dude, it's also gross. Like, smells like human waste. Ew. What is going on with that?
D5933 does his job and doesn't break eye contact with SCP-173. Even though it hasn't moved, he can feel the presence of the sculpture. D5933 doesn't know what's going on and starts to panic. The one cleaning is focused on his task, trying as hard as he can to quickly mop up an especially dirty corner of the cell. It's the worst sound D5933 could have heard. Achoo! A sneeze, just inches behind his head, followed by the sound of bones being cracked, a scream that was cut off too short, and then a sick thud as a body dropped to the floor. D5933 doesn't even have a chance to scream before a pair of concrete hands grab his neck and his own head is twisted around to see another identical-looking sculpture.
It can clone? I thought I knew the rules and I was so wrong. What the heck? What is happening?
Ladies and gentlemen of the O5 Council, we have a problem. A senior researcher is giving a presentation to a group who remain largely in the shadows, obscuring both their identities as well as their reactions to his horrendous news. SCP-173, through means which we have not yet been able to determine, has multiplied. There's no reaction from any of the 13 figures seated around the large, curved table. The researcher in charge of SCP-173 waits for a response, anything at all. But after receiving none, he clears his throat and...
It's fucking the most awkward presentation ever. It's just really quiet. Someone shuffles a little bit. Don't leave him hanging! Don't leave him hanging, bro!
SCP-173-1 and SCP-173-2. 2 of the D-Class on observation duty during their regular cleaning of 173's cell were killed. The third was able to keep them both in his line of sight until they could be recontained and moved into separate cells.
Holy shit, bro. Imagine being that last guy in the room, just like desperately trying not to blink at the same time. Holy.
But as you know, this wasn't the end of it. At some point, the instances of SCP-173 multiplied again, each splitting to form yet another instance. SCP-173-1 through 4 are all contained separately, but we don't know if or when another split will occur. The senior researcher waits, but no one on the O5 Council speaks or moves until the one seated in the very middle slides a piece of paper across the table in front of him and reads it. Object class, upgrade from Euclid to Keter. Orders, continue observation. The senior researcher nods in agreement, thanks the O5 Council for their time, and leaves the room. Facility staff, researchers, and site guards all run down the hall, screaming, trying desperately to get away. There's no hope for any of them, though. In a flash, SCP-173 instances appear behind them, snapping their necks and dropping them to the floor before moving on to their next victim. There must be dozens of them. Even as a guard tries to keep their eyes on one instance, preventing it from moving, another appears behind them.
Oh, that's okay. I am understanding the severity of this situation now. Oh my gosh, how are they ever supposed to deal with this?
Of Site-19 flee for their lives, screaming for someone, anyone to help them. The senior researcher presses pause on the video. The terrified face of the senior researcher who gave the last presentation is frozen on the screen. An instance of SCP-173 is directly behind them, its hands wrapped around his neck in the split second before his life was snuffed out. The new researcher giving the presentation looks considerably more frazzled than his predecessor. He explains to the O5 Council that following this horrific containment breach at Site-19, at least 61 instances of SCP-173 are now unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for? Like on the loose? In public? Or like within the facility?
Still unknown how they are replicating, but worryingly, there is evidence that the process may be speeding up. He presses play on a new clip from the security footage, which shows what appears to be multiple instances of 173 working in tandem, some using their bodies to block exits, others creating choke points in the facility corridors. We have theorized that SCP-173, as we are now referring to the collective instances, may possess a form of hive intelligence. It also appears that this intelligence scales with the number of instances that are nearby. This allowed them to implement tactics that thwarted our containment efforts, as they used instances to block our containment teams from being able to pursue others. What you have in front of you is a proposal for revised special containment procedures. What I recommend may sound drastic, but it's what I truly believe is the only way to contain this threat. What I propose is that SCP-173 instances no longer be kept in containment cells, but instead placed inside of form-fitting metal containers. We can then use SCP-120 to transport the instances to the Foundation site on the lunar surface. The facility will have to be abandoned, of course. It's too risky to maintain a presence there, but each of the instances will be fitted with a tracking collar to ensure that we will be able to detect if any of them are somehow able to escape. The senior researcher waits. After a time, a paper is once again slid across the table. He approaches and picks it up. He sees that it is the same folder containing the revised Special Containment Procedures proposal. He opens it to find that it has been stamped, approved. Breaking news flashes across the screen. A worried-looking reporter appears as though she didn't have time to do her hair or makeup before rushing on air to deliver this special report. She explains that civilian deaths across North America are now estimated to be more than 500,000 people.
Bruh, this got out of control so fast. Yeah, but in 48 hours, it's killed like 500,000 people? Dude, how many of them are out there?
The reporter suddenly stops speaking, and a terrified look comes over her face.
Do you think the news reporter will die alive? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's like one of the most overused tropes in like any form of horror film is that they do a news report and then the people die on the news report. Like, it's overused to the point where people just meme it in films now because it happens all the time.
The camera pans over to show an instance of SCP-173 standing over a dead cameraman. There's a scream, and the camera goes back to the reporter, who now lies dead on her desk, her head twisted 180 degrees, before there's another sound of bones breaking and the feed goes dead. A woman in an SCP researcher coat sits at a computer terminal in a secure bunker, a large, jeweled medallion around her neck. Personal log of Dr. Bright. From the little news I've been able to gather, It sounds like SCP-173 has besieged and destroyed 4 Foundation facilities pretty much simultaneously in the last 24 hours. Each instance shows the same strength as the original.
Wait, stop. Did they just say it sieged it? Wait. Besieged. It's besieged it, bro. I can't. I don't know why, but saying that people are sieging shit, or like saying a solution to a problem is to siege something, is like just the funniest terminology I've like ever fucking heard. Whenever there's a problem, it's just like, yeah, just siege him. Just siege him. Just do it. Just siege him. It's so fucking dumb, dude. It's like the most medieval fucking way of approaching situations. I love it.
Facilities pretty much simultaneously in the last 24 hours. Each instance shows the same strength as the original, and thousands of them working together are capable of ripping open concrete bunkers and compromising foot-thick steel doors. I alone have been killed 37 times in the last week. They can smell me somehow, regardless of what body I'm in. The majority decision of the remaining O5s is that this is an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario unfolding, and they're gonna deal with the problem, or else the Russians are. They're evacuating this base, which means there won't be a single Foundation scientist anywhere in the New World. They say they're gonna try to evacuate the surviving civilians, but I doubt it. There can't be more than a couple hundred people in all of North America anyway.
Yeah, I doubt they're evacuating the civilians as well. I highly doubt they're evacuating the civilians. Holy.
I managed to make it down to a secure bunker, but who knows how long it will be until they're able to get in. I don't think there's any chance I can get out either. I'm running out of food, and I'm not sure which will get me first. Hunger, the sculptures, or what I know the O5s will inevitably do. A small group of Foundation staff are waiting for him. They've gathered to hear what the Overseers have decided to do in the face of this world-ending disaster. The researcher looks around at his colleagues' faces, and as they make eye contact, any hope they had is quickly replaced by the bad news they know is coming. He begins to read. Revised Special Containment Procedures. Containment Zone X1, formerly North and South America, is to be denied access. Following saturation nuclear bombing, the number of SCP-173 instances has been reduced.
Wait, stop. Who said nuke them? They actually nuked them. They weren't playing. What the heck?
Available Foundation resources are to be redirected to monitoring the ocean to ensure the integrity of Containment Zone X1. Foundation adjuncts from national navies are to perform around-the-clock patrols and sonar sweeps. Detected instances are to be contained and removed to SCP-120 for transport to the lunar containment site. That's it? One of the staff members asks. That's it, the researcher replies. Several of those present begin to cry. There's nothing more they can do. Their homes, their friends, their families, all of them are gone. Killed either by the neck-wrenching sculptures or in the heat of a nuclear blast. Why? Why did they have to do it? One of the other staff, who appears to be a former site guard, asks. That's all we could do, another argues. There's much disagreement in the small crowd. No matter how they feel, though, this was the official order from the O5 Council. Their word is law, especially in a world where all law and order outside of the Foundation has broken down. There really was no other option. All they can do now is hope that the sacrifice of 2 whole continents was enough to keep it contained, that SCP-173 is unable to cross the ocean to Europe, and that they remain safe on this side of the planet.
I have like a logistical question about this SCP. Can it move if nobody is looking at it? It only moves when no one looks at it. Fuck. Because, yeah, I was thinking about it and I was like, can it logistically cross the sea?
He quickly reads the report. It's just a couple of lines, and his face goes white. What is it? What does it say? Comes a question from the crowd. A message from the North Atlantic Navy General Command. Verified sighting of SCP-173 in the United Kingdom. Nuclear bombardment authorized and executed.
Fuck me. God damn it! God damn it! It's rat bastards. They made it over to the UK. God damn it. And they've nuked them already. They didn't even hesitate, bro. How the fuck did it get from the US to the UK, but not to any of the countries in the middle first? Like, what happened? Is it just purposely going for fucking English-speaking countries? Like, what the fuck is going on? It doesn't make any sense. How did it get from the fucking US to the UK? And not to, like, everything in the middle? That's crazy.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Oh my gosh.
SCP-173 has come for them. I hope you enjoyed this special exploration of the SCP Foundation tale SCP-173 revised entry.
I just don't even know if they could ever deal with this situation. They'd have to leave the planet. Quite literally, they would have to leave the planet. Because if it can just move when no one's looking at it, you're just fucked. It is never gonna end. Bro, that's brutal. I don't know if I like this SCP. I think it's kind of scary, actually. Especially if it's cloning itself. I feel like, yeah, you're just screwed. You're just screwed. If this thing clones itself, it's over. It's just over, dude.